hammer must be half cocked to enable the cylinder to turn for loading the revolver. Open the loading gate to examine the cylinder chamber. Check that all the chambers are empty. Load around in the first chamber and skip loading the next chamber. Load around in each of the next 4 chambers. Close the loading gate. Cock the hammer to revolve the cylinder and then lower it down to the chamber. The hammer should be safely down on the empty cylinder chamber. Let's examine it. I turn the cylinder and the next chamber should be empty. Hammer down on an empty chamber is a carry mode recommended by Uberti for a loaded SSA revolver, where a fixed firing pin on the hammer would be in contact with a primer on a fully loaded uncocked gun. The Colt SSA revolver is an iconic gun of the 19th century and considered innovative for its time in the use of self-contained metallic cartridges. An explanation about the Uberti revolver's 3-stage hammer pull, that is 3-click pull, is next. It is my observations only and not a vetted technical word. An original Colt SSA revolver and older Uberti replica models have a 4-stage single action. Each stage is marked by the familiar click when the hammer is pulled back. On this version of the Uberti SSA replica, there isn't a first click safety position notch machined into the hammer, so we start with a half cock as our first stage. As the hammer advances back, the trigger sear will engage a half cock and full cock notch machined into the hammer's cam on the front edge. First click is half cocked. The cylinder turns freely for loading or unloading.
Dreams of peace and heart we trust. For democracy we must. Trumpets call the night to rest. Fires burn within each.
Pulling the hammer produces the second stage click prior to full cock.
Liberty we seek in pain. In the shadow swords will gleam. Brotherhood a sacred theme.
At the second click, the cylinder rotates and a chamber aligns with the barrel. The bolt has risen from the bottom of the frame to lying along the outside of the cylinder.
7 horsemen, ride until the end, my friends. 7 souls.
A part attached to the hammer called the hand, which is a pawl, pushes up when the hammer is pulled back at this stage. On On the back shield of the frame, you see the hand being pushed upward during the second click stage.
Steel and fire mark their fight for the dawn of freedom.
The hand in turn pushes on the ratchet at the cylinder's rear and rotates the cylinder clockwise. At full cock stage, several things happen internally, initiated by the hammer's cam with the trigger. But the end result is the cylinder is rotated by the hand slightly to align the chamber exactly with the barrel. The bolt is securely locked into a cylinder notch and the trigger is reset for firing. In the next video clip, imagine that the cylinder is in place, going to full cock. You will see the hand and bolt move, rotating the cylinder and locking the bolt in the cylinder notch.
My friends, 7 souls the wind defends, dreams of peace in heart we trust, for democracy we must.
The back of the hammer is designed to roll along and compress the mainspring as the gun is cocked, providing the power to launch the hammer forward.
For the dawn of freedom's
A pull of the trigger at full cock stage makes the sear pull away from the full cock notch, allowing the hammer to fall. When the trigger is released, sear and bolt spring pressure will make the sear rise back into position to engage the hammer notches when the gun is cocked again. The Uberti Cattleman new model uses a plunger to retain the cylinder base pin instead of the screw found on original Colt and old model Uberti SSA revolvers. However, the part is still referred to as the base pin screw. On an unloaded gun, open the loading gate and half cock the gun. Depress the base pin screw and pull out the cylinder base pin. The cylinder is removed from the right. Reinstall the cylinder from the right. Depress the base pin screw in. Install the cylinder base pin until the base pin catch snaps into place. The official operation, maintenance, and care of this firearm is found in the owner's manual distributed with the Uberti 1873 Single Action Cattleman new model. Please consult this manual for additional instruction, safety, and warnings information.